The next morning, farmer came and took me off about 10 o'clock last night. I can't remember the exact field sizes, but I think we covered about 100 acres before he got to us. I can see he's done this one. I know he went into the one across the way there, so I just got to figure out where he finished. I'll just go and check there's one more little field here, the railway field. I can see there's a bit of mud stuck to his tyres, so these ones were a little bit tender, but I think he wanted them drilled anyway. We will go and find out where he got to, but first we need to check the engine oil and we need to check the drill over, get everything greased up, and yeah. But we had a good little spell of it actually. We had a good day yesterday. Had some of the local farmers coming and asking me how it was all going, because yeah, you know, it's tender for everyone at the moment. But right, I need to stick you on my head, don't I? I only checked this yesterday, so it should be pretty good, which it is. You always want to do that cold before you start the engine. That'll give you the most accurate reading. Yeah, God knows what time farmer went to bed last night. Oh, he's left me loads of rubbish. Look at this. What's this? What's all this? He'd already had a late night with calves the previous night before, so he must be shattered. Look at this fancy tool I got. Oh yes. Give everything a quick shot of grease. Anyway, this was my present to myself this year, so yeah. And I didn't think I'd like it as much as I do like it. It makes greasing a little bit easier. One dugger of this is the same as a normal grease gun hand pump, so you just count the duggers. They only need 2. Don't need to do the folding parts, they can be done next time. But that's it, I think, on grease points. Oh man, you got grease on you. What is that all about? Oh no. Bloody hell. This is why I use GoPros, because if you were to use anything that was, well, these are expensive, but they're tough as well. You know, I ain't worried about getting them covered in dust or whatever. Anyway, we're heading over to Jackie's. Farmer did the, he did 3 more fields last night. Fair play to him, he must be knackered. But we've got 2 more fields left. One of them is very tender, the other one is just tender. So we're going to go and have a look, see what we can do. We've got rain coming by midday-ish, so we'll see how far we get. Even if we just get 1 more field done, we'd be happy. So yes, then it's set to be showery for the rest of the week. And then we're moving up to Graham and Martin's. We see what it does. You know, it said last week was going to be showery, and it's dried like well, we couldn't believe really. So yes, heading up to Graham and Martin's next to plant barley up there for those guys. Then we'll be heading to Alistair's to plant barley and oats up there. Keithy will put his drill on then. He might even put his drill on. We'll just see how we go. We'll see what seed beds we got, and then go from there. Got a good chunk done yesterday. That was a big field. That was 50 acres. Got that done. This one here, you know, they were tender, top and bottom are tender. You know, it's where they stood water all year, but all winter, sorry. I'll quickly show you what I do whenever I pull into a field. So first we need to set up our height. So if we let the drill down, we want to be able to pick her up, but you don't want to pick it up so high that the PTO rattles. somewhere there. And then to open it up, we actually have to unfold our markers a little bit. I'll unfold the other one. Like that. That was not the textbook way of doing it. That was higgledy-piggledy. I love that word. Right, once she's unfolded, we've got to go and do a seed test. Whenever you start a new field, or whenever you put a bag of seed in, I always just check and make sure that the seed's coming out in the right places. So we just spin her up. That's the right marker for the one we want. That one's up in the air. I always go around left-handed around the field. I don't know why, it just feels comfortable that way. I've got little markers that I use to keep my edge next to the edge, if you know what I mean. We start on our third tram line. This is our tram line. We always start on number 3. PTO's running. We rev the tractor up. It's going to be very noisy outside, but what we're looking for is seed coming out the spouts. And they should, because we're not on a tram line, they should be coming out of all the spouts. Wheel, a little spin. And we're just looking for seed. Farmer's going to bring me some seed. We've got, let's see how much we've got in the tank. This just takes a second to wake up. I need like a fibre cloth in here for the screen. Right, we've got enough probably there for 2 or 3 times round, but we haven't got enough room in there to put a full bag, so we've got to run it out a little bit, which is a bit annoying. I'd rather start with the full bag. This is the better field out of the 2. This is the ploughing match at Jackie's. So at the top end there, that is very, very wet, very bad. We're just going to see what we can do there. We might not even be able to drill, you know, we'll just drill the field as if it was smaller and leave it bare, because yeah, it's not worth getting stuck. I don't think we'll get stuck. We'll see how it goes. I'll take you along with me on that bit. This is the better of the 2 fields. Keith's done a nice job in here with that Cultimax actually, so yeah. Now all we do is we drive around the field, and I don't actually bother with field maps anymore. I just mark the field where I go, set myself an A and B line. It's simple as that. So we drive around, then we change our box to number 4 because we never lift our arm up until we've done the headland. So yeah, for the most part yesterday went really well. 1 or 2 little mistakes, but nothing major, nothing like no tram lines drilled, or for the most part very well. I was actually quite impressed with myself. I keep my mud guard on the edge, and that keeps the tine on the edge where it wants to be. 4-wheel drive engaged. Yeah, farmer done all right if he's just left me these 2. Happy as Larry. Yeah, very even tender on this one at the top end, so we just drill through it. You know, whatever comes. We know it ain't going to be perfect. We know that, but 90% of the field will be perfect, so it's just what it is. You know, I don't expect it to be any good where it's snotty, where you're drilling into snot. It's just, you know, conditions aren't right there, but that's just part of it, I'm afraid. When, you know, it's going to rain again, so it ain't going to get any better. Right, there we go. We're going to go round and round, and we'll come back a little bit later if it gets interesting. I'm going to show you this top headland. It ain't ideal. Well, it's wet is what it is, but we're going to drill it normally anyway, and I'll show you the conditions this thing can drive through. Don't drive into the water, obviously. This is where big tyres, light tractor, you know, it all adds up. It won't come to much here, but what it will do is maybe let it dry up by roughing it up, because you remember this is a cultivator drill as well, so you're cultivating as well as seeding. And it's not ideal, but we're just roughing up the ground as well. You've got to be careful not to block your spouts up though. So we're spinning a little bit, but let's try and get some speed going and it'll do a better job. There we go. You know, and it's wet right out into these parts where Keithy's cultivated, look. But we'll pull through that, no worries. That's, you know, you wouldn't dream of coming out here with anything else, but you sort of get away with it for some reason with this thing. And I'm not expecting these headlands to be any good. They're just not going to be any good, but what we might get out of it is they might dry. Well, they will dry, they'll rough up, you know, they won't even roll this area, but the wind will be able to get through it. And you know, you get through, you know, but after the tram line it's good as gold. Just the this area, this end of the field is just renowned for it. I don't know if there's a broken drain in there or what. We haven't really had the time to go looking. Just check our meter and wheel, make sure it's still turning. That's not ideal. It's about as bad as you want it to be. So the other field's worse than that. So the other field we won't even touch. We will just leave. I don't know where Farmer has his tram lines in here. I think he just picks. I guess he just. I don't know. I don't know where he has them. Cedar lamp. This top end of the field ain't pretty. It might not grow. Well, I just don't know. It's a job. You have to drill up to it, and then you've got to turn round. So it's just going to be what it is. If I've got any spare seed left over, what I might do is just re-drill the ends and just go over them again. It's a beautiful drying day, but they're talking of rain in a few hours' time. So whether we'll get it or not, I don't know, but this is the end, look, so I'm having to pick up, turn that off. You can tug on the steering wheel. People always say to me, why don't you just put tug, but the steering wheel sort of fights you, and it doesn't want to engage that well after you have tugged on it. Anyway, we're having to do like a 3-point shunt. I'm trying to do it using as least wheelings as I can. So I can get the drill back down on top of it. But yeah, this end, you know, yeah, this whole year's just been a disaster, hasn't it? You know, I hope drilling gets better as we go on, but Peter's farm is the wettest of the lot. That's, well, it's all ploughed down there apart from one field, so we'll see when we get there. But these are the best of what we got, and yeah, but you know, 90% of the field will be okay, I imagine. So we'll just see how it goes, see how it comes up. Going off now. On that next field, I'm gonna cut the top half off. I think I'm not even gonna bother with it. I'm just gonna try and stay out the worst. When your drill is half empty, you're a lot lighter. So when the drill's full, you're heavier, obviously. but it makes a difference on years like this. Down goes the marker. Anyway, that noise will hinder you, so we'll see how we get on. But this one's nearly done actually. See the mark perfectly clear going up, coming down it's non-existent. Where are we off then? That's the first time that's done that. We've lost signal up. There you go. That's why I was hoping this satellite one would be a bit better than that. That's the first time that's done that. Oh right, that's how it's done. It's been a beautiful morning. It's dried like billio. It's yeah, there's the finished job. Look, this is the best end. This is the better end. Mine. The top end ends are clever. I've left a couple of acres up there. It is literally wet snot. You know, there's no point even running a leg for it. But what we'll do is when it does dry up, I imagine one of us will come down with the one of the cultivators and just cultivate them up once it dries, and then that way the field doesn't go too hard, you know. So what we're going to do now, we've got a tiny bit left. If I just open up our screen here. Oh, didn't like that. Open sesame. It's gonna do it. Does it shut everything off? Oh, looks like a bug. What it was gonna do is show me how much seed I got left, but I imagine we're gonna have to do the old computer shutdown, reboot, and go again. There we go. Nothing's perfect, is it? This is this block done, completely done. We're finished with oats here, so now we can move on to Graham and Martin's, and then we'll move on to Alistair's, and then Peter's farm is always last because it's always the wettest and the heaviest and always the lowest lying level to the floodplains there. So that's always the last one drilled, and I imagine Keithy will have his drill on by then. We'll see what rain we get today. They are saying, you know, still on there for in the next look at this, these trees want to be pulled out, don't they? Holding the brook up. Just trying to get around the field to the top. What I'm going to do is just run the seed out along the headland. Just going to go backwards and forwards and double drill the headland at the top here. Is this thing going to turn back on? It's having a right fit. Yeah, double drill the headland and just see what comes. You know, the headland might not materialise. If it comes wet again, it will just die. We'll just see. We'll see what happens. But for the most part, you know, 90% of the field is good. It'll be a while before you can get the rolls on it. You won't want to put the rolls on it today, but you know, get a couple of dry days and you could roll it. But there we go. Right, should we try this again? Look, camera. It takes a while for the Wi-Fi camera to wake up. There it is. Let's have the money shot, please. Ah, there we go, that's better. It's quite clear, you get quite a clear picture, and that'll have dust on the lens as well. So this is what we're going to do. This is where it's rough. I'm just going to go up and down, up and down, up and down, and basically rub out my wheel marks from turning. I don't know. I think it's too wet to really produce anything. Oh, look at my hands. Scuffed my hands up somewhere. About 12 mil we had overnight. Good for the spring crops. All right. We had 12 at home, but 11 here. Yeah. Well, we'll have some oats, won't we? That's for sure.
Yeah, you just got to keep winning little battles, don't you?
Yeah.
And if that's what you've done, Matt, you know, it's better than not having a drill.
No. How we doing? You alright? Look at that. Load of straw going out. We finished up with the drill yesterday morning. Farmer come in that the night before, and he did another 30 or 40 acres, so we only had 2 fields to do. Got them done yesterday. They were a bit tender, but we got them done. And then we've had 12 mil of rain overnight, which is going to put a halt to everything. There's plenty of water about now again. But yes, Farmer's loading a load of straw. Keithy's gone up to the combine to get that out ready for the Turners man who's going to service that. He's got a few belts, and so, I don't know if they've done the engine, but they will service that and get that ready for the summer, make sure that is in tip-top order. Robert's unblocking a drain. You're loving that, Rob? Anyway, the rain's going to help with the fertilising that we did at the weekend, and it's also going to help get the oats to grow. So we got 178 acres in the ground, and now we're just wondering what we're going to do. I'll talk to you about some plans we got that's going to happen in the next few weeks, that we might just start getting on with that. There's another 12 mil coming tomorrow, so that is going to put a halt to things for a little while, but we're going to get the cows fed up and fed, and then yes, and I've got to put you another battery in before this thing dies. Out the way. Shh. Shh. Out the way. Bloody hell. Out the way. Steady. I'll just tell you about the other evening when Farmer took me off the drill. The night before that, he'd had all night up with calves, and then he took me off the drill at 10 o'clock at the night. Then there was a calf at midnight that needed pulling out, so he went from the field back to the farm, pulled a calf out, and then went back to the drill and finished on the drill at 4 in the morning. But if he wouldn't have done that, we would not have got that area finished. And I feel a bit guilty because I should have just really sat on the drill, stayed on the drill. But you know, we'd put in a really good day. We didn't have any breakdowns, so that helped. But yeah, it was just a really good effort. I got a bad eye there, that's annoying. I got to sort that. Can you see him? This one here. We got to see that 2122. I need to write that down. That's got to be looked at today. This time of year you always get a few bad eyes. Oh, blowing again, Jesus. Well, we got another wet day. We're gonna have this shed out. It's not crazy full of muck like before, you know, it's not desperate for it, but while we're stopped and we want something to do, we're gonna keep, you know, you just got to keep ticking the boxes off. So yeah, same thing with these. We'll pen them one side, clear this side out, then move them across. Keithy's going to go and pull the muck up. We've got a couple of round bales to deliver. We're going to sort this bad eye that we see this morning. We're going to do that first. I've got a few little jobs on the drill to do. Nothing serious, just blowing stuff out. I'll take you around the calves to finish off the video. Farmer will inject him just under the eyelid with some antibiotics. Forward. You go. Happy? Yeah. Well, it's absolutely lashing it down again. That won't matter. Me and Rob will do the carting. The old man's going to load. I'm going to get this shed out and then shush. Oh, I'm gonna get this shed out. Well, we've got a minute, and then me and Rob got a few hay bales later on. This is only, it's meant to blow over, but there's no end to it this year, is there? I just outdone myself. Forgot to look in the trailer, didn't I? Rookie error. Seed bags still in the trailer from when we were planting yesterday. There we go. Don't worry, I left them all for Keithy down at the heap. I'll have to go and fetch them later on. He said he'll scrape them out, but oh, I tell you what, you rush from one job to another and then you end up doing nothing properly. It feels like, you know, that they should have been cleared away yesterday afternoon. We should have got them out and cleared them away, but we didn't. Anyway, it doesn't matter. My fault for not checking. They say if you don't like the weather in England, just wait 5 minutes. Sun's out now. This we're going to soon start work. There is plans for a shed here, so this is going up soon. In the coming days, we're going to strip the top off, put some stone down, and then a man will come, mark the holes where he wants them, and then he'll come and set, we'll dig the holes out, and then we'll set the posts up. And yeah, this is something that's going to happen pretty soon. Yeah, in this big rectangle space here, wherever, you know, the same sort of footprint as that barn there, we're going to have one here. Bit of a wet corn shed plus tractor shed plus machinery shed, you know, just you know, it's all welcome. So yeah, that's what's going to be happening soon. We've just finished this shed. We just lit her up now, and well, the bulls have come out to eat now. They've all been sat in their little huts. Oh, he's still in there sulking. Won't be long. A few more weeks and they'll be in with the cows. Might even be, that won't be long. That'll be 2 weeks. They'll be, we'll run them across the yard and into the pens. So hang on. Done that wrong. All right, that one will go. Another job ticked off, Robbo. Yeah. Just changing this seed foot before we get going again. She's split just there. Seed will pop out here. It won't be so bad, you know. Most of it will go down the leg and out the hole at the bottom there, but while we got a minute, we might as well change it. Yeah, these ones are easy to change. These are ones we've changed before, but the originals, which are like this, they are not so easy to change. You have to cut them off and they're glued to the end here, and they are right bugger. They're not a 2-minute job. But these ones, I should be able to just pull that off, put a new one on, no worries. We're going to be stopped for a few days by the looks of things, because more rain coming tonight, so we'll get this checked over and make sure she's ready to go for when we're back at it. But yeah. $7mm Jubilee clips. Just getting on for the end of the day, but I'm just having a little run through of what we got, because we're heading away from the farm next to Graham and Martin's. It's not, you know, we're not talking miles and miles away, but if you've got all the spares you want, we've just put our new foot on. Our foot goes here. That's her on there. But you sort of want a, you know, we've got a spare leg. This one's brand new actually. That's a brand new leg. You think you never use it, but it's if that bolt snaps off and the leg comes off, and then all of a sudden you can't find the old leg, it usually turns up, but if you can't for some reason find it, wham, bang that on, get going. There's no issues. But yeah, you want to have enough spares of everything. Just going to check and make sure, see what bolts. The things you use a lot of are the breakaway bolts for the breakaway, what they called, for the markers. So if they snag something hard, you know, they just break away and they fold back and they don't damage your markers. But over time of the jigging, they just, you know, every third day you'll have one, you'll have each side break. I was quite surprised that we got through all that without one breaking, if I'm honest. These ones here, they will break. And you just want to make sure you got enough bolt, you know, you got a nut and bolt of every type, just to get yourself out of a jam if something does happen. We will need to blow that seed out because we're going on to barley, so we'll blow that seed out when we get to Graham and Martin's. I'll blow that out the morning we leave. It's a 2-minute job. I'll give everything a wiggle, make sure it's all there. You've got to have everything you need. You know, you don't want to be coming back for something if you can help it. You know, stuff you're going to run out of. Right, just before I forget, I'll just show you where we wired our camera in. Oh, I'm going to have to climb up. I was on a wet headland before I left the field, which is why it's everything's a bit mucky. But our camera, this wire goes straight into our camera, which is mounted right into the seed drill here. That wiring harness goes straight into your Sverwerken harness. It's got a cap on there, so if you look, if you've got a Sverwerken monitor, just look on your wiring harness, you'll think there's a little cap. It's a capped end, and you take the cap off and plug it in straight into there, so you don't need to go looking for power. You know, you can find power on the drill, so in theory you don't need the extra wire going in there, but it was nice and easy like that, so we thought we'd just put it there. We're going to move it as well when once this is put away. We'll take the camera out and we'll put it on the new baler that's going to come. So Daisy, I don't know, yeah, if it all plans out, but our camera is just in this side there. These here are little seed stoppers. They go in here, look, and then when you're in the sticky, if you happen to accidentally back up, they're meant to stop you from blocking up your, that's where your seed comes out of, up in there, it comes shooting out of there. But these always break, you always have 1 or 2 of these break. So yeah, just keeping some spares about, that's all. The Wi-Fi camera, oh man, that literally, it's so handy. When the alarm starts going off, you start panicking because you don't know how much is in there. When you can see how much is in there and you're going around the field, you know if you're going to make it round. Oh, just absolute bliss, it really was. I liked it way more than I thought I would. Just moving some calves across. This is number 1. Farmer Lights here. This is her calf, hell of a thing. This is one of the other newest additions. We're just moving the new ones across, and then later on we'll tag them up. We want to get this yard cleaned out. It's been raining again, so yeah, plenty of water about now. We're going to be stopped for another week at least. But yes, here comes another one. Come on now. Come here. Come on. Steady. Sit. Go on, go. Take him in.
Grab me that blue spray, mate, by that tank, would you?
Just muck the yard out, change things around a little bit. I imagine this is out of stay now, so the cows, there's only 25, 30 in there max, but they're going to have this plant, this bit of feeding area. They got this shed to lie in, and then they can get their water out here. And then these lot, we're going to take those separating gates down. They can have all of this outside space, and then as we get a few more calves, we'll just fill them into here, and that'll be a good job done. Unless we want another section for another shed. I don't think we will. Oh my god! Oh my god, this weather! It's got to change, isn't it? Look at this. You're going on my head. We're having a ride up to Graham and Martin's to fetch back some of the silage we made late last year. I got that. I just checked my trailer. Sweet. Robbo's on the road, Keithy's up there loading a few. We're going to try and use some of this silage. Cows ain't going to be going out for 2 to 3 weeks at least, so we need some cow silage back here. Oh my god, we are Oh, everyone is now, aren't they? More than fed up with this weather. Let me turn that down so you can hear me a bit. Oh, it's Thursday. What are we? We're nearly April. 28th, I think. Right, yeah. Yesterday we cleaned one of the cow sheds out. This morning we spent some time tagging up calves. It was chucking it down with rain, so I couldn't bring you along with that one, but I'll go through the shed later and show you the newer calves to finish off the video. But yeah, so I think we did well to get our seeds in the ground, but we're praying this rain stops. We had what did the old man tip out? 18 mil over 2 days, plus whatever we've had today, which I imagine has been another 6 to 7 today already. Look at these fields, everything is wet, just as wet as it has been all winter. Again, you know, we were just drying up really nice. You know, everybody was in the same boat. We were just getting to the point where we could start doing stuff, and we had got my oats in the ground, but yeah, it's just a nightmare, isn't it? But we just keep ticking on. We were going to start work on the base of that shed, but I think even that's going to be a bit too wet to mess with, so we might start on that next week or something. Good Friday tomorrow. We mucked all this out this morning. We're up in the clamp. These are the last few to calve. I think there's about 30-ish in here. I counted this morning. Yeah, you know, some that are bagging up, and then there's others that don't look like they're going to have calf, but we'll see at the end. I think they got about 3 weeks left, you know, so they've still got a bit of time. There's one or two close, but I wouldn't say there's anything imminent. There's one that's quite close-ish. Oh man, it's been a miserable day. We had a little tagging up session in here this morning. They were all right, weren't they, Rob? Yeah. Better than they were the other day. When it's raining, I don't know why, but they will insist on coming outside and laying in the wet, which isn't ideal, really. You know, a day like today, they want to be in the shed, really. I don't know how much rain it's been today, but it has just rained and rained today. Bit of a joke, to be honest. It's going to be another, I don't know, farmer reckons it's going to be another at least 10 good drying days before we're doing something again. Have a little look round some of the new calves. This is a big group, so when Cole comes to dehorn, we're going to have a few to do. But when the bulls go in, you know, we will thin them out into the groups when they go out. Not that that's going to be anytime soon. Look at that thing. What a calf that is. You know, he's a little bit older, but he ain't by any means the oldest. Who we got here? Got a really nice, there he is. Real pale coloured one. They're all having a sleep. Dinky little one. We ringed a couple of them this morning. This one calf did. You can just imagine it if you had it on yourself. He sort of went cross-legged and like hit the floor. Oh, we did feel for him, poor thing, but it has to be done, I'm afraid. Farmer's got a little favourite in here, number 1, little stabiliser. I think this is her. He said perfect cow. You know, she you know, she was is this her number 1? Yeah, this is her. Hey girl, there you go. He just said what a lovely cow she was. You know, you can touch it, you can fiddle with her calf, you can do whatever you need to do. You know, she just she has no issues. Who are you after? There's a couple of lively ones in here though. We had to lock a couple of them out. I'll just show you this last little pale colour thing. Chevrolet's done some work this year. He's no joke. Got some interesting markings. This little one's mum is a bit of a psycho, so hopefully we can get a nice picture. All right, mister. And we'll have an afternoon nap. We're about to go home. Good Friday tomorrow. Got a lovely little white head. He looks nothing like his mum, but got some like weird white coloured markings. Anyway, don't let his mum see. Is that her? Oh yeah, here she comes. Oh, Psycho Sally. But they're all up together now. I think there's only one of the latest ones we didn't ring this morning. You know, if they're only born in the last 24 hours, we won't put a ring on them until we're happy that they're up and getting about, and you know, we wait for them to be about 3 or 4 days old before we put a ring on them. So yeah. They got a lovely load of space in here now, and yeah, might even muck one of these sheds out next week if it's not, you know, the weather forecast isn't great. I'll just show you some of this silage that we bought back today. We had about 300 bales we left up at Graham and Martin's, and we wanted to move it, so that's what we've been at today. Me and Rob have been trailering it back. It's not bad stuff, to be fair. It's that lay, we call it a lay hay. It's a bit of it's like a coarser mixed grass, and we had a bit of a second wind last year, and it was growing like mad, and we thought, wow, what are we going to do with it? I'm not joking, that smells good. Doesn't that smell good enough to eat? Try a bit, Rob. Nice. But to them it's like, you know, perfect. Yeah, right, that's it. That's where we're going to leave it. Anyway, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow. We were going to start a bit of work on our shed, but it's a bit soppy out there now, so I don't know what we're going to go at. But anyway, we'll leave it there. Farmer's in the shed. He's working on the 6290, fixing some leaks, you know. Never ending. You fix one leak, another one appears. So yeah, he's having a go at fixing a few leaks, and yeah, that's it. Right, yeah, make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Cheers.